Welcome to BWTMONLINE and this edition of Inside Story. We ask the questions you want the answers to. And now our host, Ingram Jones.
Hi, I'm Ingram Jones and welcome to BWTMONLINE. I'm your host for Inside Story, and tonight's show we have Hughie Fury, the cousin of Tyson Fury, who's about to make his professional debut after having such success in the amateurs in Montreal, Canada this week. I managed to get a few minutes with Hughie Fury to discuss about his aspirations being the youngest heavyweight champion of the world, what got him into boxing, and just a general chit chat with him to find out just a little bit more about the man who is the cousin of Tyson Fury. Let's see what Hughie has to say.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
How are you, Hughie Fury?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for talking to BWTMONLINE. A lot of talk about you recently. People who don't know much about you will probably want to know a lot more about you. And in this interview, I hope to talk as much as I can, find as much as I can about you for the fans. So,
Yeah, no problem.
we know that you're the cousin of Tyson Fury, correct?
Yeah,
And also the Peter Fury is your...
Dad.
Right, so we got that right. Peter Fury is your dad, who's the trainer of Tyson Fury, and obviously a trainer for you as well.
Yeah.
We know that you're turned over and become a pro now, but the question I'm obviously going to ask is about your amateur career. So I want to know about, first of all, what got you into boxing?
It's been in the blood since I always seen my cousin always going to the gym, Tyson and that, and then it made me obviously go. And since I was around about 8-year-old, I used to go to the gym and I had my first fight at 11-year-old.
Yep.
So I've been doing it since I was a kid.
Well, I know that your family are a fighting family, and you've come from a long history of that. And that was well documented when I talked to Peter, and of course when I spoke to Tyson himself. So it would have been, I guess, natural for you to become a fighter as well. Was that something that you felt was on your shoulders even at that young age, that you would naturally become a fighter? Or was it something that you kind of felt, well, I kind of had to do it because, well, my cousin was doing it and everyone else around me is doing it, so I'll give it a pop myself?
No, because it's a natural thing, really. I wanted to do it myself because my dad didn't push me to do my boxing.
Right.
Yeah, my dad was with me whatever I done. Yeah, no one pushed me to do anything. I got up in every morning. I wanted to go running. I made myself go to the gym every day. Yeah, I pushed myself because I wanted it myself since I was 11-year-old, and I've been dedicated since I was 11-year-old, and that's when I had my first fight.
Wow. So, 11-year-old, you have your first fight. Did you win it?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
I'm going to ask the question.
Yeah.
You might come home crying, No,
Definitely.
it happens.
Yeah, it does.
So what happened?
What, my first fight?
Yeah.
I actually fought quite a good kid, but I just actually it won by unanimous. It was my first fight. I was a bit nervous.
Yeah,
But,
you would be.
yeah, but I got through it and I enjoyed it. And from then I had many more fights.
So to have that, I'm going to really go back, because to have your first amateur bout, I know what it felt like, my first amateur bout. But I wasn't as young as you when I had my first amateur bout. The lights go down, it's dark, and you've got this guy coming out the other corner, coming towards you, like, oh my God, it's for real now.
Yeah.
It's for real. This guy's coming at me. He's going to throw punches at me. I've got to start throwing punches back. What was that experience at 11 years old? What did that feel like? I mean, what was that experience like?
It's obviously is nervous when you first step in the ring, but when the bell goes and you take a few punches, then you get used to it and you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And since I was 11-year-old, I never stopped after that fight. I had many more, and no one could stop me from doing it.
Excellent stuff. I mean, so at 11 years old, who were you actually watching any boxing on TV at that time? Was there anybody that you sort of like, oh, I'd like to be in when I get older, or even at 11?
I always looked at all fights. I looked at Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Roy Jones.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Roy Jones, yes.
Yes, I looked at them all, especially Mike Tyson as well.
So you love Tyson. You love the way Tyson's the guy that knocked people over, right?
Yeah, who doesn't?
The guys that he's been knocking over don't like that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so, so let's move on. So you've had your first fight. When did you feel within yourself, not anybody else telling you, when did you feel, you know what, I might be a bit tasty at this. I might be going places with this. At what point did you think, yeah, I've got to really go for this?
When I was around about 15, yeah, that sort of thing. As I was growing up, yeah, I was in the wrong gyms and that. I was guided in different places, yeah, and I wasn't getting the right training. I couldn't be my best. Yeah, I was guided wrong. But then when I was about 15, I went with my dad, yeah, and since then, when I was with my dad, I never lost a fight.
This is very, very interesting because, of course, there are a lot of people that tune in and listen to the shows, or they watch the shows because they want to hear about the pros fight. But as an amateur, I remember there were certain gyms you went to and that you knew in your heart they weren't good for you, they weren't right for you, they didn't suit your style. You know, if you're a boxer puncher, the guy's trying to make you into a slugger, or so what?
Yeah, but also some people didn't care for you. They didn't care what you did and how you fight, so they put you to one side. And I was in the gym on the back. I had to teach myself.
I know one gym in particular. I won't mention the gym because I'm sure I'll probably get calls later on, or somebody will say something. But there was a certain gym in London, as much I'd say, and it was a well-known gym. And one of the pundits that are on Sky at the moment, or Box Nation, may I say, and he's from that gym. And I remember being in the gym, and he was moving around in the ring, and I'd been invited to this gym, and I was working out, left alone to hit the bags, heavy bags, by myself, left alone. And I was going to gym 4-5 times a week. And the trainer just ignored me because the trainer had his eye focused on 1 or 2 fighters, 1 or 2 kids. And so you just come to the gym, just do what you want. And then when they needed sparring, come on, mate, come and have a spar. And that guy,
you pick the favourites and trying to make they use you as a punch bag, basically.
That's the one. And I could fight a little bit, so it was okay. I mean, so it was like, they didn't get the sparring that they wanted because they wanted somebody they can go and use all their skills with and throw these heavy bombs at you. And you get in your jab, you're popping your jab in their face, you're knocking their head back, like, nah, cut all that stuff out, mate. Stand there and take a shot. You know, like, no, why should I do that? So I understand totally what you're saying, that the amateurs, it's almost, if you don't have the right trainer, it can almost destroy you because Hughie Fury, example, may not have gone and made that conversion because he got so disheartened with the sport because he had a bad trainer. He may not have gone on to what you are doing now. So what was it that made you think, you know what, I ain't feeling this. This ain't right for me?
No, because when I was at them gyms, I even went through a stage, where it wasn't that thing. I lost around about 2 fights in a row or something like that, right? And then when I went with my dad settled me straight. We done about a year's training, non-stop. I went every year and just done the right tactics and everything. And then I went back to England and I just took over everything.
What was it that you think that was the difference between Hughie Fury Mark 1, who was in those gyms and not getting it right, and Hughie Fury Mark 2, who's gone on to be very successful as the amateur? What do you think it was? Where was it, do you think, your dad's influence came in and changed tactically how you fought? So how were you fighting before your dad took over?
Because there's people who gives you the wrong advice on that. And when my dad got hold of me, he gave me the right advice, and my dad knows me inside out like a book. Like, no one knows you more than your dad. So he was the one that guided me in the right path. And without my dad, I wouldn't be here today.
So why didn't you automatically go with your dad in the beginning? Why did you go that route first?
Because at first, my dad was, well, he was, yeah. I was at other gyms, yeah, because before my dad started training, yeah, me. And seeing that, my dad could see I wasn't happy, yeah, with what he was doing. So my dad said, come over here, son, yeah, and I'll train myself. Yeah, and so he did, yeah, and from there I've stuck with my dad, and it's been the best choice ever.
Well, obviously it has been. So let's move on. Let's move on to positive times. So you've gone on now, and so tell us what happened. Tell us the story from there.
From there, I went back home. I won the CYPs first.
Okay. For those who don't know what CYPs are, tell us what CYPs are.
It's like a schoolboy championships of England.
Okay, cool.
So I won them, and after that, I went for the ABAs.
Okay.
Yeah, I won them, and then I went for in the Tri Nations. I got a silver medal, but I wasn't feeling very well. I already beat the guy before, easy enough. But then I went in it. But anyway, no matter what, if I feel bad or whatever, I still fight.
Okay.
So from there, got picked obviously for the England team.
Yep.
I'd like to thank them as well. But over to Armenia, a nice place.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and from there, gold medal.
Wow.
But over there, I had 5 fights over there, but not many people. I was a heavyweight. Would imagine you'd have 5 fights. Because people was getting buys and I had 2 fights, and I had to fight all the way through. So I had quite a bad draw.
So let me explain something to me. You are English or Irish?
I'm descent Irish.
So you technically can fight for England. Because I was thinking, hold on a second, if he's actually Irish, then how did he fight for England? Why did he represent Ireland?
I got descent. I was born in England.
Right.
Yeah, but like family and that is from Ireland.
Right. Okay. Cool. So you could, in theory, kind of do both things, right? Sort of like win a fight in the future.
I think so.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure you'd want to do that. I'm sure it'd be a good thing to do. So, okay. So you won. You said you won a gold medal. What does that feel like? What does that feel like to win a gold medal?
Well, it was unbelievable at the time, especially standing on that podium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the best feeling ever. Especially looking down at the other two beat you. So it was good.
Well, yeah, you'd be looking down at everyone saying, "Yeah, I've got a gold medal, you got silver, and you got bronze." In your face. Well, you wouldn't quite do that, but in your mind, you're probably thinking, "I've got gold. Yeah, I've got gold." But when you was at the amateur championships, the British press, did you have anyone from the English press there? Did they expect you to win, or what was the situation with that?
No, I had no one from the British press there at all. No one. So when I got back home, I just got a write up in the Manchester Evening News on that.
And that was it.
And that was it. Yeah, really.
That's a bit poor. I thought.
I know. I was only heavyweight that's ever done it.
So
the first ever gold medalist from to win the World Juniors.
Wow. So after that, what's happened since?
Since then, I decided to go pro. I mean, we had 4 fights. There's no point staying amateur because I've still got a lot to learn as a pro, and I just want to develop and be the best as I can be, and learn it properly, learn my game properly as a pro.
Okay, so the other thing that's been well documented, because obviously you are Hughie Fury, the cousin of Tyson Fury, you must have done some sparring together, right?
Yes, all the time.
So, there are some questions that need to be asked here. Now, Tyson said quite recently, and he said at an interview with me as well, that, the amateur game, you know what, it don't mean anything, in reference to the fact that guys who've been great amateurs may not necessarily become great pros. When he constantly says that, and you're in the ring and you're sparring with him, have you ever whispered in his ear when you're sparring, said to him, "Oh, really? As an amateur, what does this feel like now?" Has it ever gone through your mind? When you're sparring with him, because he said those things as your cousin, Or do you think, well, it's maybe tongue in cheek, or do you think there's some truth in that?
There is a difference between an amateur and a pro.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot difference. It's a completely different game altogether. You've got to slow your shots up. It's because like all of amateur boxing is it's a sprint for 3 rounds.
Right.
And pro boxing, you've got to pace yourself, and it's a more controlled game. It's more of a talent game, really. You've got to properly be dedicated, and it's hard work.
So, while you've been sparring with Tyson, I mean, so you were still an amateur sparring with a pro. How much has that helped your game?
Yeah, that's helped me unbelievable sparring with Tyson. It's brought me on leaps and bounds. You can't get no better sparring than Tyson, can you?
Well, yeah, that's true. You would say that because you're his cousin, of course. And now I have to become non-biased and say, well, because people will say to me, oh, well, he would say that because he's his cousin. But surely you've got a guy that's now rated in the top 5 in the world of boxing. He's just had his best win against Kevin Johnson. So I guess that looks great. And for you to have somebody like that who's been in the ring, who's had good experience so far, that must help you as well. And he says that you're the best sparring that he could possibly get.
Yeah, I mean, I've sparred Tyson for every single one of his fights. For all of them. So, yeah, me and Tyson, he sparred me for all my fights. And even every fight he has, I spar for him.
So how tall are you? How tall are you?
I'm 6'6".
Okay, so you're a pretty tall heavyweight. And with sparring someone like Tyson, what are you learning by sparring with your cousin? I mean, is it that evenly matched, or is it a case that Tyson mainly gets the better of you, or you're getting the better of him? Is it, or how is it in there?
No, me and Tyson, we have our spars, yeah, and we both learn off each other.
Okay.
Especially, I learned off Tyson because he's older than me, yeah, and he's been in this sport a lot longer than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's learning, and it's the best learning. I couldn't get no better learning than Tyson. That's the advantage I've got over other heavyweights. I've got the best sparring partner ever.
So apart from Tyson, who else have you actually sparred with? Because obviously when Tyson goes to his camps, he's probably got sparring. Have you ever been, as your dad who said, oh, you know what, Tyson's got a camp coming up. Would you like to have a spar with Joe Bloggs or this person, that person? Have you sparred with any of the British heavyweights that are around or anything like that?
I sparred with a few. I'm just trying to think of the names. What was the names that in Switzerland you sparred with?
I sparred with a 20 and 0 and a 14 KOs.
I sparred with a 20 and 0.
Yep.
And with 14 KOs. What was his name?
The Cobra.
He's called the Cobra.
Okay.
And who else was he?
Gregory Tony.
And Gregory Tony.
Okay. And how did you find those sparring sessions?
Yeah, I sparred him. It was very good. It's a learning curve. I'm only 18. Yeah. And I enjoyed it. I was older than my own. And everything. I mean, I don't like to disrespect any fighter at all.
Yeah. So 18 years old. I mean, it's a good move in a sense because you're not sticking around in amateurs and getting punched for nothing. Now, if somebody's punching you, you're going to get paid for it. So there's a difference, right?
Yeah, there's a difference, but I'm not in it for the money. I'll be honest with you, I don't care for money whatsoever.
Actually, your first couple of fights, you're not getting paid.
Yeah, for my first couple of fights, I'm not getting paid. Because I want the experience, yeah, right, just to be the best at it. Because the money don't issue me at all. I'm not here for the money. I'm here because I love the sport, yeah, and I want to get places.
Okay, I know you made a statement the other day about wanting to be the youngest ever heavyweight champion. Tell me more about this.
Yeah, it'd be it's a good thing to be the youngest. Mike Tyson, even right, he done it when he was 20.
Yes.
21 I've just said.
Yeah, 21.
I'm only 18. I've got plenty of time, so I could be the youngest heavyweight champion.
You could be. one person who made a statement, and I guess maybe he lives to regret it, was Audley Harrison. I know you're not Audley Harrison, but Audley, I don't know if you remember Audley saying, you know, in 5 fights, I could be British heavyweight champion. Well, we all know that didn't come through. Now, with the British media are so they can make you eat your own words at times. They will hold you that. They'll say, oh, so you want to be the youngest heavyweight champion. So what they would expect of you, unrealistically, is that, oh, well, in his 5th fight, well, let's get him fighting against this person and that person. And almost putting a pressure on you that is unrealistic. Not because you can't fight, but because you need to learn your game, learn the game properly. Because I'm sure Peter himself would want you to be a champion that is not a title holder, but somebody that can reign, that can hold his own and defend against other fighters at that level.
Yeah, that's why I've turned pro at 18 to learn my job properly, because there's no rush for me whatsoever. I can. I'm fighting on the 22nd of this month. Right, he's had 30 fights. Yeah, he's won 11, so he should give me a good few rounds. Yeah, that's what I want. I want the rounds. Yeah, experienced. Yeah, and that'll learn me my job properly.
Wow, that is going to be fantastic. And do you know the guy's name who you're going to be fighting against?
Yeah, David Whitham.
Okay, and when picking David Whitham, did you look at tapes of him, or did your pops look at tapes of him, or did you look at it together as a family and say, we'll take him, or what was it? How did that name come up?
Yeah, we through friends with my dad and that, they just brought the name up. So he said he's had 30 fights. And learned a lot from it.
Wow. How do you feel like, you know, you're going to be having your first pro fight? What's the feeling inside that you're turning over? You're actually now going to be a pro. What's that?
I can't wait. It's unbelievable. It's been my dream to turn a pro. So it'd be good just to get out there and have my first pro fight.
So when you sat down at the table with Tyson and you were being introduced and talk about you becoming pro, what did it feel like looking down the camera and all this media was sitting down? What did it make you feel like as a fighter?
It felt like it was important, yeah, and your big news. I was like that. I was a bit shaken underneath the table, but no, it was all good. I really enjoyed it.
So you're going to be people are going to want to interview you all the time and ask you all these questions over and over and over again. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, I've got no choice. I've got to be ready.
Right. Apart from your cousin Tyson, is there anybody else in the heavyweight division that you've seen that you think he looks pretty decent?
The only people to say is the 2 Klitschko's. I admire them. They are two men who's holded the titles for so long, and I respect them fighters.
There are a lot of guys. There's some guys that turn over and they turn pro and they've done well at the amateur career. They go, right, you know what? Just start shouting out, I want Klitschko's, I want this one, I want that person.
That's just stupid.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you can't disrespect fighters, yeah, who's holded them titles for so long, yeah. That's impossible. That's just disrespectful to the sport.
But it's interesting you say this because, you know, so many people have done this in the past. They've turned from amateur to pro, you know them. They say, oh, I'll have this person, I'll do this, I'll do that. And it's really good to hear somebody at your age, so young, grounded. You know the big I am, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm going to do all this stuff. You kind of...
No, I just want to learn my job properly. I'm in the sport, and I love the sport to death, and I respect all fighters. Yeah? And that's what I want to do. I'm not disrespectful whatsoever. Yeah? And just see what comes of it.
Wow. So what does Hughie do outside of boxing? What do you like outside? What do you do? I heard little jokes of Tyson cracking about you being a bit of a ladies' man. Tell us more.
Are you boy? Yeah. I don't have that much time to be a ladies' man. I'm normally training all the time.
Okay. So, what sort of music are you into?
I like all music, to be honest with you.
No, you haven't got a particular style of music, or
Um, no, actually, I like this song. It's my favourite song, All of Fame.
who's it by?
Wait, just let me think of him. It's an Irish band.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think. Nope, forgot the name. It's gone up my
Okay.
head.
I'll Google it later and have a listen. Um. So, okay. So you don't get much time outside the gym because you're training all the time. How do you relax?
Um, I like to go and watch a movie when I've got free time,
Mhm.
like pictures,
Mhm.
and apart from that, sleep.
Okay. In terms of your cousin's career, and how he's been on Twitter and how he's moved his career on, and do you think that you will be able to just float on with your career and just do what you need to do and just win the fights? Or do you think you're going to have to go down the route yourself of being vocal? Because it seems in today's sport, if you're not vocal, nobody wants to buy tickets from you. Nobody wants to see a fighter that don't talk. Are you going to resort to being a fighter like that? Or do you think you'll just be one of these very quiet guys who just get on with the business?
It depends what kind of talk you want.
Well, you know what I mean. They're all hyping and I'm going to do this job, I'm going to do that. You'll be one of those guys, or is
I'm
it,
not one of them guys who disrespect fighters. No,
you don't think you'll be one of those?
no, I'm not one of them. Definitely not. Because that's not me whatsoever. Uh, I'm in the sport. Yeah, I want to get where I want to get. If people want to back me, yeah, I appreciate it.
Great stuff, great stuff. Hugh Fury, thank you so much for talking to Bayloric TV.
Also, you can watch me fight live on Wealth TV.
Ah, that's a good thing. Is this going to be on Hennessy Sport or?
No, it's not too sure. I just know you can type up in the internet and you just buy the channel. It's Wealth TV.
Wealth TV, right? Wealth TV, and what's the date of the fight, Hughie?
22nd.
22nd, and that's not in England, is it not?
Nope, that's in Montreal.
Right, Montreal, Canada. The 22nd against.
David Whittam.
Oh yes, and before I finish, tell everybody your Twitter.
Yeah, I'd like everybody to follow me at Hughie Fury.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd keep you updated on all my fights.
Yep.
All my fans out there.
Yep.
I appreciate you following me and everything. Love yous all. God bless. And that's it. And thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank your father for making the interview happen. And of course, my regards to Tyson Fury. I hope he's training hard. And I look forward to speaking to him soon as well.
Yeah, no problem. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
I'll take this moment to say thank you to Hughie Fury for agreeing to do the interview so close to his fight. Wish him all the best in his pro debut, and thanks again to Peter Fury for making the interview possible. Hughie Fury has got time on his side. He's only 18 years old. For me, I just hope he's not rushed. I don't think he will be, because he's got Peter Fury and he's under Mick Hennessy, so I'm sure that they will take their time in ensuring that Hughie gets the best possible training and sparring and preparations necessary. I probably expect them to do a similar job to what they've done with Tyson, and I guess Hughie wants to become the youngest ever heavyweight champion of the world, so you probably get to see him in probably more testing fights probably a lot sooner, because he wants this dream. So good luck to the young lad. He's engaging, lots of personality, and he seems very focused. That's all for today for Inside Story. Hope you've enjoyed it. Take care.